Celeste was a boat found just drifting in the water with nobody on it, in the middle of nowhere for no reason at all. Yeah. It doesn't happen to Mary Celeste to me. It was a story. This isn't a story, this is real.
13 years after she vanished, Luana Williams was officially declared dead. How she died remains a mystery. Luana's body has never been found. Police initially treated the case as a missing person inquiry. But in 1994, in a dramatic turn of events, the police launched a murder inquiry. Tonight, a team of remarkable psychics will turn to the spirit world to try and uncover the truth about what happened to Luana Williams.
He just lost control.
She wants me to tell everyone that she's sorry.
There's two main players.
Oh, look at that.
Dead. She was dead.
Using their astonishing abilities, they will lead a team of investigators in the hunt for Luana's killer and her body.
We looked into these.
You see it?
Jesus Christ. And discovered some intriguing connections.
Gotta get that way.
It's in here.
To Luana.
She's saying he took me that way.
This is where she died. She died here.
On the 27th of July, when she was due, I woke up in the morning and I was hemorrhaging. And I remember the specialist, Mr. Short, saying to Harry, "Who do you want to save? We save the baby or the mother?" And I remember looking at Harry and Harry saying, both of them.
Luana weighed only 2.5 pounds at birth, despite being a full-term baby. She remained short for her age, but grew into a healthy, feisty little girl.
She used to get frustrated at athletics because she'd be in her age group and all these big kids with big long legs, they would run and here's her right halfway up the field. So she'd stop and run the other way.
Luana was born in Tauranga, in the Bay of Plenty. With its rolling surf beaches and endless coastline, the area is one of New Zealand's most popular holiday destinations. Luana was of European, Cook Island and Cherokee descent. She grew up with 5 brothers and sisters who called her by her middle name, Laverne. But to her friends, she was known as Luana.
She was a positive, outgoing person. She was her own person,
Yeah.
you know. She wasn't nothing false about her.
Her and I used to have lots of nice fights, arguments, but very, very loving as well.
Former Detective John Birmingham is now a private investigator in Tauranga. He was one of the first officers to investigate Luana's disappearance. He had met Luana earlier through his police work.
Luana had a background in crime and drug dealing. It looked a very social scene, but there was a lot of drug dealing going on, particularly with some of the people that Luana's partner and Luana knew.
Luana spent some time working in a massage parlour, and in 1983, her wild side landed her in jail.
She was apprehended during a undercover drug operation. She was somebody that had gone through a bit of the criminal mill, went into jail, and somebody looked after her.
On her release from jail, Luana was determined to make a fresh start. She got a number of factory and cleaning jobs and moved in with her boyfriend.
Stephen used to visit Luana when she was in jail. He used to take her out on home leave and things like that. Luana looked upon him as her partner.
Oh, she loved him. Yep, everything was Stephen this and Stephen that. Eventually he bought a house and lived out in Gate Park.
She believed that the house that she was in Munro Street was basically hers for everything she did. And that she was going to be there forever with Stephen.
Luana last saw her family 4 days before she disappeared.
She was really happy that last day that she came round to see us. She was talking about maybe her wedding would be the next one because she was expecting an engagement ring on her birthday a month later. And she wasn't here a month later.
It seemed that life was finally working out for Luana, but everything changed on June the 5th, 1986. Luana was last seen at home by her boyfriend. He went out and returned in the early hours of the morning to find Luana gone. Later that morning, Luana's boyfriend called police and reported her missing.
Bob Beveridge and I were first there, sort of appraised the situation with our knowledge of the background of the people involved, and thought it was suspicious. The last that we know of somebody apart from her partner seeing her that day is her workmates. She left work in Birch Avenue in the industrial area and walked back along Cameron Road to her home. She got home from work at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Her partner was working there on the house with a friend. They took off to the pub together, that's the partner and the friend. Her partner came home at about 6 o'clock on his own, and they had tea, which he prepared while he was out. During the course of the meal, they had an argument. The argument was about Luana not being wanted back down at the pub with her partner that night. She was aware that he had been seeing somebody else, and she suspected that this woman was going to be there. And she didn't like it. Partner went back to the pub. He was there till closing time, or about 10:30.
Alright, let's move on.
The partner left the hotel with a girlfriend and 2 friends, and went back to the house of one of the friends who lived on the corner of the same street as him. He stayed there till the early hours of the morning. He left there and went to his own house, went in. Luana wasn't there. He spends the rest of the night there on his own, and at 9:30 he rings the police, or a police officer, and says Luana's missing. And he's concerned.
The initial police inquiry concluded that Luana was simply a missing person. The police thought she left the house and may have committed suicide. It was an opinion that the family, and indeed some police, didn't agree with.
Well, it was my expectation that we would be setting into a homicide inquiry.
It wasn't missing that I felt. It was dead. She was dead.
Nothing that she owned. Credit cards weren't being used. Nothing was being used that she would normally use.
She wouldn't have left her cigarettes on the table.
I think police in Tauranga, apart from one person, believed that we should be doing something more. But that one person was in control.
Surprisingly, it wasn't until the following week that Luana's family found out that she was missing.
They talked to everybody else, probably her acquaintances, said she was possibly pregnant, depressed, suicidal, because she must have had an argument with her boyfriend. You know, they never took the time out to come and ask the family what she was really like, what state of mind was she in.
When I put in my report in September of 1986, I was told it wasn't allowed to be a murder, a homicide, and it was a suicide.
We're all very, very angry. The way it was dealt with, seeing what my parents were going through, you know, just like we were nothing.
Some of the people involved in the decision making were of the opinion, well, she's only a prison druggie, and why worry about it?
I felt angry, and I'm still angry. I am. I'm still angry, and I still don't trust the police.
Next, after remaining as a missing person for 8 years, a new police team leads the Luana Williams case in a dramatic direction.
When we we find Luana's body, we'll find the offender.
Now we're getting something done.
When Luana Williams vanished, she was classified as a missing person. If the instincts of her family and the first detective on the scene had been heeded, there might have been a very different outcome.
The most frustrating aspect of it was the inaction in the early stages of the inquiry. My experience has been with the first 48 hours with what resources you have at that time, you put into it, and in that 48 hours, it will make and break the case.
If somebody did their job back then, this case could have been solved, maybe.
Within the 48 hours?
No one done nothing.
How is Walt doing?
In 1994, a new district commander reopened Luana's file. The new team assigned to investigate the case decided that this time they were looking for a murderer.
It was pretty obvious there was something more to it. You only have to look at crime trends and statistics and the actual events of that to know that that wasn't a missing person file.
I couldn't have been more pleased. I really was pleased that somebody had the temerity to pull the file out and say, this is a homicide.
We really thought, now we're getting something done.
What we had tried to do in the early part was reconstruct the events, possibly not to the actual physical movements, but more the reasons and the motives of how Luana disappeared.
Warren Gervich, have you spoken to all the people who knew Luana?
No, we were never able to contact all the people that knew her or associated her, and particularly those people who were friends of her or a boyfriend or those associates and drunk at the Greetham Hotel.
He got our hopes up.
Yeah.
We always kept in touch.
I think it gave them renewed hope, not that they would find Luana alive, but that they would find her remains.
We had a fresh team, different faces, asking different questions from a different angle, I guess.
Were you home here at all?
And of course we had a lot more assistance at hand, with computer analysis and data and stats and other tools that we could use throughout the investigation as well. We used the ground penetrating radar at the address where Luana had been living at the time. The only significant thing we could have found would have been Luana's either possessions or her body, and we didn't find it.
The hopes of Luana's family were shattered when police searchers failed to uncover her body. There were rumours that she'd been dumped at sea or even buried in the roadworks near the Kaimai Ranges. With no body, the family have not been able to say goodbye.
My youngest son,
Me.
he says that one day Laverne isn't dead. Laverne's going to come walking home. But if her body's never found, Harry and I'll pass on, and then our children, and our children's children never know.
You've got nowhere to go. You've got nowhere to put.
On a birthday, you can't go put a bunch of flowers on a headstone.
Go and have a
Go and have a
sharing
talk.
or something.
It's tough. We've lost a daughter. But where's her body?
When a murder inquiry is launched, everyone and anyone known to the victim is a potential suspect. The police often start their inquiries by questioning the last person to see the victim alive. They move on to close associates and then cast their net wider. With no forensic evidence and no clear leads, police have had to keep an open mind about suspects in the Luana Williams case. To this day, Tauranga police are still gathering information on suspects. Detective Sergeant Eddie Little heads the current inquiry.
We do have some main suspects for this case, the first being Luana's partner. The reason why the partner is considered a suspect is for a number of reasons. One, that he is the last person that saw her alive, and secondly, he is the person that returned home and discovered her disappearance.
8 years after Luana disappeared, police investigated another man who was a friend of Luana's partner. He knew Luana.
He was also a person who was present at the hotel during the disappearance of Luana.
In 1996, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for several violent sexual assaults.
The nature of his violent offending brings him under the spotlight as well as being a suspect.
There are reasons why you focus on certain people, and others you put to the back of the list, if you like.
It is possible that Luana may have met her killer through her involvement with the sex industry or drug scene.
My first reaction was that she'd been taken out because of what she knew in the drug world in Tauranga.
Police think that Luana probably knew her killer because there was no sign of forced entry or a struggle in the house.
One strong possibility is that she was sitting at home. A person that has come to her door that she may have recognised, and she's been taken against her will. The reason for her being taken, who knows, and we probably won't know it until we find Luana.
When we find Luana's body, we'll find the offender. And we will find the body.
With so many theories and rumours surrounding the case, the time has come for a fresh approach. Next, a team of psychics will ask the spirit dimension to help them solve Luana's murder and bring her body home.
I'm looking at his face, it's a man. She knows this man.
Some jealousy happened and she just got taken out.
Work using science or synchronicities. Best-selling author James Redfield explored the concept of synchronicity in his book The Celestine Prophecy. Redfield argues that we must pay more attention to the uncanny coincidences in our lives because they can be meaningful. Synchronicities will play an important role in tonight's investigation. To assist in the Luana Williams murder inquiry, a New Zealand and an Australian psychic have been selected. 70 psychics from across New Zealand were tested. A little-known solved murder was chosen for the testing procedure. Presented with only a photograph of the victim, the psychics were asked to produce details of the crime, the location, and the killer. Of the 70 psychics tested, only 3 were able to describe intimate details of the case. One of these, Sue Nicholson, has been chosen to investigate the Luana Williams case. Sue works full-time as a psychic medium. She uses her hands to connect with the energy surrounding a person or place, and often takes on the persona of the spirit.
Everywhere has a vibration. Everything is left an impression, okay? It's like if you got up out that chair and I sat in it, I would attune myself to the impression of your energy that is in that chair.
100 Australian psychics were also tested. Only 5 were able to provide intimate details of the obscure solved murder used in the testing procedure. One of these, Scott Russell Hill, will assist in the Luana Williams case.
For as long as I can remember, I've been able to connect to spirit.
Scott is a best-selling author and psychic detective in Australia. In unsolved murder cases, he uses birth dates and numerology to connect to the victim.
I can pick up their symbols, their words, their feeling, their energy, hot, cold. It won't just be the person that you want me to tune into that will tune in. I have absolutely no control over that. So all these different energies step in who want to have a bit of a chat, and it's up to them who's the strongest.
I guess every policeman's sceptical of psychics because a common trend in their observations of the case always seems to be the body will be found near water and trees. In New Zealand, you don't have to travel very far to find those two sort of situations.
People think they're cranks, things like that, which I did. You just don't know, do you?
Hopefully the psychic can do something, pull something out of the bag for us.
Psychics and all, go look for the bird. We want her found.
The psychics have been told they are working on an unsolved murder, but they have not been given any details of the case or the people involved. The psychics have never met and have been kept separate from each other at all times. They have been kept under constant supervision to prevent them researching the case. Each psychic was filmed non-stop in one day. The production team confirmed only positive statements during the readings. The psychics were not told the location of the murder.
We're just linking with her. I just asked them to come closer.
Sue is given a photo of Luana to help channel her spirit.
She said, I honestly thought everyone had forgotten about me. Such a long time. But I'm glad I'm able to speak again.
Instead of a photograph, Scott is given Luana's birth date.
There's two ladies with the letter L, and they're both standing side by side. This lady's name over here is like Linda. Linda, I don't get the surname totally, but I want to call her Linda G. This lady over here has a very like bohemian, exotic, sort of old-fashioned European type name. That's her, and she's the one that I want to focus on, so she's the one who I feel that the case is. She looks to me, I immediately think of someone like Salma Hayek or the lady that Tom Cruise used to go, Penelope Cruz. I feel this sort of European, young, sort of very pretty, dark-skinned lady, younger woman.
Luana was of European, Cook Island and Cherokee heritage.
With the date of birth that you've given me, the overall impression of this lady is that she really lived life on the edge. I just feel that she was riding down a razor blade. I don't think that she actually played by all the rules. I think she bent the rules a lot. I think that she was probably involved with prostitution or drugs or knew people who were. That's what I mean about living life on the edge.
I don't deny that I had a background, but it doesn't mean to say I was a bad person. That what happened to me that I deserved and I didn't.
The psychics have correctly identified that Luana was involved in the sex industry and the drug underworld. Scott asks for a name.
Laverne.
He's given the name used by the family, Laverne.
Looking at this, I almost feel like some people called her by a different name to this. Whether it was a nickname or her family knew as this, but other people called her that, or yeah, that it's almost like she's two different people. The other name that's very strong, which I don't feel is the people, but it could be a street name or it can be a surname, is either Williams, William, or Williamson.
Scott has correctly identified Luana's surname, Williams.
People know who did it, but they are frightened to speak up because at the time, he was a very kind of, you wouldn't want to, be on the wrong side of him. He was very threatening. So it's like everybody held back with coming up and giving information about him. She definitely knew him. Okay, give me what's that you're doing? Oh, I'm wearing red, white and blue. What is that? Red, white and blue. It's something to do with the flag in a country, okay? Because I feel like he went away and come back again. I don't know if he went over, travelled and then come back again. Okay, who is this man? She knows this man. She knows he's not a stranger. She knows him. He's 25 to 30. He's tall. They're telling me he's 6'2". He's got very piercing eyes. They're not blue, they change. They're hazel colour. His hair's short, that goes back. What colour? Medium brown. I don't know if he sexually abused her or whatever, but I'm just getting here and it's not nice.
There's two males that I'm interested in, one more than another one, but it's almost like there was two people involved. That's how I feel at this stage. As I go on the journey, I may change my mind on that. But it's almost like an argument erupted or something happened or some jealousy happened and she just got taken out.
I feel this car's creamy white colour, okay. I just feel like I want to go southwards from here. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I feel like I've been driving for about 20 minutes. Oh, it's quite bumpy. I feel like I'm going up and down now. There's something with a P on a signpost. Oh no. I'm just getting a P. I'm getting a P. I don't know if it's a park or something. But there's like railings or wood. I don't know if it's a car park or something there, but he's walking on gravel. I can hear gravel. I can hear under my feet stones. He's dumped it up a corner or in a corner area. Okay.
Scott is also trying to locate Luana's body. It's the first time he's been to New Zealand, and he is anxious about deciphering Māori place names.
It's something like Oda and Mo Oda something or other. There's one place that I need to find, or one location that I'll describe as we go, which I feel that this lady can lead us to.
The psychics have confirmed what Luana's family has known all along. Luana was never missing. She was murdered. Next, the psychics will embark on a journey to see what new leads they can uncover.
She says, you've got to go over here, you've got to go out that way.
I've got people left, right and centre talking to me here. What's this horrible place?
I've got to get away from him. If I can get away from him, I'll survive.
The birth date and middle name, Australian psychic Scott Russell Hill has accurately described the surname
Is either Williams, William or Williamson.
and details of the appearance and personality of murdered woman Luana Williams.
Okay.
Now Scott requests an outline map of Tauranga without any street or place names.
I really like this area here at the top, but I'm also drawn around here, like there's two different areas.
Scott has identified the areas where Luana grew up and later worked. He asks to be taken to the first area.
There is this long Maori name that I'm trying to interpret, but I'm going to try to say that it's something like Otumutu or Odumodu. It definitely starts with O, and I'd probably spell it ODOMOOTU or TI. It's like an Otomotu name. Oh, here it is, Otomote. That's it.
Luana grew up in Western Road in the suburb of Otomotai. Sue is given a map of Tauranga. She asks Luana to direct her to significant areas. Sue immediately identifies the suburb of Gate Pa. Luana disappeared from the house she shared with her partner at 12 Munro Street in Gate Pa. Luana's house has been relocated and only a vacant lot remains. We take Sue there to see if she can channel information about what happened on the night of June the 5th, 1986.
Okay. There's something here down the left-hand side here. Or is it hit a head? Because I felt something hit my head. I just walk round and just sense what I'm getting here. Okay, so we come in. I felt like there was a lean-to or a car park or some.
There was once a carport where Sue was standing.
It's a carport. The carport. You know, there's no sides on it. She's being dragged away. She's being dragged. I feel like she's being dragged away. She's telling me, she keeps saying, go over there, and when I say where, she goes, go over there. She's getting angry with me. I'm just saying, just tell me what you want. She says, oh, you've got to go over here, you've got to go out that way. I feel like she was taken out this way, or somewhere around here, this way.
If the original house was still here, Sue would be about to walk through the back door.
She's getting annoyed now. Oh, I just kept saying, well, I'm going over there. I feel like somehow she was going this way. He had to take her out of the house this way. Thank you. She said, thank God for that. Okay.
I'm getting a street that starts with B. Brookfield? No. It's too long. Bridge Street? Bridge, Brook, Beach. Beach has got a good vibe off of it, but it's not quite right. It's all these trees and woods names. Branch. Beach. Branch. There isn't a street around here called Birch, is there?
Birch Avenue is in the second area Scott identified on the outline map. Luana worked in Birch Avenue, but the production crew were not aware of this when Scott led them to the area.
Well, my definite feeling is that she's worked along here and that someone who was in with the crime worked along here. But I'm not seeing what I want to find. Like, I'm looking for some kind of food factory or connection, like chocolates and biscuits and chips and sort of snacky foods. But I'm not seeing anything like that. I'm just seeing crash repairs. And it may not be here anymore.
Scott has just driven past the site of the former Mr. Chips factory, where Luana worked several years before her disappearance. The factory is now a scrapyard.
I'm very much drawn to the name of Colin. He's about 5'11", almost 6 feet tall, and he has blonde hair. And it's shaggy blonde hair, more blue or fair eyes than anything. I also feel that Colin worked in the area along Birch Street.
Luana did work with a man named Colin at the Mr. Chips factory. When she was in her early 20s, she had a relationship with him.
I reckon she had a brother or a nephew or a sister or someone who worked here as well.
Luana also worked with her sister at Mr. Chips.
This Birch Avenue is like a centre point around which a lot of the information that's needed to crack this case can be found. There's a lot of people or information in this street.
Scott has encountered a number of synchronicities on his journey to discover the truth about what happened to Luana. By following those synchronicities, he has led us to the area where Luana grew up and where she worked. Now Sue comes face to face with a profound sign.
I feel like he's driving out and then he's looking at which way to go, this way, that way. It's like he's thinking about where I'm going to go. But it's dark now. She just keeps showing me that she was putting the boot of the car. He was deciding which way to go. Oh, look at, oh my God. There's the flag. Can you see it in the flag?
Sue has spotted the flag of Thailand on the corner of Munro Street and Cameron Road.
That's the flag she was showing me. Red, white, blue. To me, like they're the colours of a flag. And this is right by where her house was. That building's very significant there.
Sue is taken to the house that once stood in Munro Street. It has since been relocated to another part of Tauranga. The house has been extensively remodelled. Sue is still working from only the photograph given to her at the start of the day.
Oh. I just feel as I'm walking towards this, I'm getting really anxious. Oh, I'm getting really anxious about this. A lot of memories in here. I'm hearing her scream. I can hear her screaming. Where do you want to take me? This has altered so much. And this is where it happened. But it didn't finish in this house. It just didn't finish.
Sue has not yet named the victim.
No, I can't. Honestly, I'm trying, but I can't seem to get a name. No. Okay. Why am I getting W? Does she have a W? This is for putting name with a W. Because she said I got a W.
Oh yeah.
W.
Oh yeah, slut savvy.
Another L. She can mean another L. Will.
Me love you too.
I am William. Let's go this one then. To Williams?
Yes, I do believe that we would have had a lot of fun.
I don't know why they just got Williams. I'm cold. It's here.
it's all over the place, but oh, yeah, I'm just finding pieces that will fit. That's how I'm working it right now. Right there, I'm just trying to piece that fits. But yeah, it's getting there slowly. Yes, so I've got a program on. It's New Zealand. It's called Sensing Murder, and it's like the psychics try to piece together a murder that was unsolved and whatnot, or find the person that they were looking for. So it's interesting. I came across it by accident one day. Just be right.
We got all those,
Mhm.
And then dusters dry.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. We're all clean dusters now. Spring cleaning. Excellent. Hi Nicole, hi Walt, hi RNC, hi Slop Sabby.
Slop Sabby, yeah, lovely.
Let's sort these dusters out. You want some treats, baby? You want some treats? Give me a sec.
And the lovely NC. That goes there. I thought that was a hat a minute then. How's the lovely G-Man doing as well? He really wanted that truck. I was watching and I was like, all he wanted to look at was the truck. Trying to make out or how it worked.
Yeah? What's this?
That sounds just like Harry.
What is it? Oh, you good girl. Good girl. Okay, slow down. There you go. Good girl. Nice.
Now Scott is asked to describe the area where Luana's body is.
I do feel that it is more a scrubby bushland setting, but I don't think it's very far away from civilization, and I don't think the location is very far away from the bridge.
Scott's description has similarities to the area located by Sue, so the production crew take him to McLaren Falls to see if he can sense.
That's it. Hold on. Good girl. Keep your teeth clean then. Good girl.
Just be careful going down here, guys.
Oh.
That's
sorted.
Here's the situation, because all of a sudden...
Is that okay? Get your dinner in a minute.
Hmm. I've got people left, right and centre talking to me here. What's this horrible place? God.
I was just saying about G-Man with that truck.
Oh, with the garbage truck, yeah. Better hurry up and finish that puzzle.
Why?
Because they're never going to get on the honeymoon. They're going to miss the flight.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. How are you? Oh well, I'll be live with the in-person later. So you ain't got rid of me yet. You can't get rid of me that easily.
Good girl. I'll give her all new fresh biscuits. I have to garden today after I clean up. Having fun. You've been gardening today. I was doing laundry, wasn't I?
Yep.
There were so many dandelions, wasn't there?
Oh my god.
Hundreds. And there still is. You've got all the weeding to do on the patch.
Yeah, I've still got to do all the weeding, but I managed to do the main part of it.
The main lawn's done.
Mm.
But the main lawn was like a jungle.
Yeah, the main lawn needed doing, so that was the first thing.
Dandelions everywhere.
That was the first thing that I just concentrated on.
I'm glad I've got all these dusters now, so we'll get on with cleaning them shelves tomorrow.
Yep.
Get all them shelves cleaned and done.
Well, I've got a doctor appointment.
Yeah, you got doctors, haven't you? I'm going to pull all them shelves apart. And then I've got to do down here, I've got to move the aquarium stand down. So I can get the fish tank put in.
Scott's powerful reaction to McLaren Falls and Sue's insistence that Luana could be found in the area prompted us to bring in a
I'll tell you what, I had such a major deja vu. It drove me nuts.
He immediately sensed that her body was missing, and with Luana's guidance, drew a map showing where her body is located. Calvin was not told anything about the other psychics' investigations.
She showed me her location, and what I've drawn that down. I've drawn it down about 5 times, 6 times now. She also told me that she had been involved in prostitution at some stage of her life. She also told me she'd been involved in not so much physical crime, but in and around those sorts of things where she knew people who did things, and that would indicate there would be drugs around her.
That's the back end of your horse. There's the piece of that gate. There. That's the back end of the horse.
And that she's okay, and that she misses them, and she wants me to talk about children. She wants me to tell everyone that she's sorry.
Them nice biscuits? Yeah. Good girl.
She was really excited about coming down today with me.
Okay.
She says no mess.
Yeah, I'll just do something easy today.
No mucking around. If I'm going somewhere, let's do it.
For dinner.
You're alright, sweetie. It's okay. You're alright. These people are here to help you, you know that. Just relax. Calm down. She said that she...
Loads of people are alive now.
Which I thought, taken out from a town to the country. Really like to go out and try and get this location sorted so I can relax because it's just frying me.
Yeah, found a bit there.
This is what I would like to do today, is I would like to drive down here, and I would like to go up and around here, around to that point there, and back again, because it's in here. We're going to get in the car from here, and we're going to go up to the roundabout up by the race course. One road will go to Rotorua, the main road will go right to, I think, Hamilton to Kaimais. We're going to head up that way, then we're going to take a left up McLaren Falls.
That's got wood on it.
Kelvin is heading
I don't know
towards
what
the
that is,
same
though.
area
It
that
looks
Sue
weird.
3 days earlier.
So we're going to McLaren Falls Road, please. We're going to go past McLaren Falls. We're going to go all the way down to a bridge that I need to see.
Okay, good.
We're looking for a reserve or a...
Is that one of his fault?
Mhm.
What is it?
This indicates that this is...
Oh, right, off the
The
carriage.
horse's
Yeah.
leg.
This is where her body is here.
Is that the shadow box?
Yeah,
I
that's the
believe?
horse's leg.
Dirt, wood, or food, stuff somebody's
That's
hand was
a wheel, look, underneath.
It's not as strong.
Yeah,
That's what I
there.
think it's going to be.
Yeah.
If there's another bridge that I can find on
So
the
it's
road.
near where he is. Here. Where his legs are.
We go past McLaren Falls, and from that point,
Yeah, that
the
way.
end of the
Yeah,
road is
that
where
way.
we're looking.
Down
She
here.
wants me to help
Innit?
everyone understand
Oh, no.
that there is a park of some sort they can go
There's
onto
a-
the road to the
What's
left,
that wheel?
and it wasn't there when she was there.
It's up there.
So she also showed me a sign that indicates this is a bushwalk or this is a
Over
walk
there,
on a
isn't
track of some sort.
Somewhere.
I don't
Where his
understand
butt
what
is.
she said there.
There it is.
Marks,
Goes
so
there.
somebody's trying to
Look,
light
in
it,
line.
or light the rubbish bin or light the fence around this place. There's a bridge. If I go too far, I'm over the bridge, so I need to find a bridge. There's a stream. Stop there. Yeah. Here's another bridge. Hi, can I get out? Oh, hang on. There's the burnt poles.
You know where the bits are. That's got flowers on it.
She died here. She's not
Only
buried
the
here,
flowers?
She died here.
That's got flowers there.
Hey, look at that, the burn. This wouldn't have been here,
That part of the gate? It can't be.
but this is where they would have
Oh,
stopped.
unless it's that bit of the gate.
In this area here, where I'm standing pretty much.
No.
Psychic Sue and Kelvin had never met and were filmed on separate days. Incredibly, both psychics
Where is
identified
it?
Sue in McLaren Falls Park, where they believe Luana Williams was taken. Next, the psychics take their search for her body a step further.
Feeling sick again, so it's in here. I've got my feelings right good in here.
Too puzzly.
Has encountered several strong signs on her journey to discover what happened to Luana Williams.
Okay, I've got to go this way.
Now she will try to find Luana's
I think I
body.
found the...
I've got to go this
Hey,
way.
look.
This way.
Ah, you found the head.
I found the chicken's head.
The head.
We want to help you.
Found the
Try to
chicken's
find
head.
the bodies. Oh, she's getting heavy. But he has a rest. He has a rest and he looks back.
Well, the bits seem to be in this one.
Familiar? That makes any sense?
Kelvin is filmed on a different day. McLaren Falls Park covers 170 hectares, but incredibly, Kelvin heads to exactly the same corner of the park as Sue.
If you want me to go there, there's just one blade of grass that's shaking.
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're all in it. All the bits are in that one. They're in that tub. They're all in there. Just go through.
I know, that's what I was trying to get through.
They're all in there.
Love you too, Pamela.
Where I'm standing, pretty much.
He has a rest and he looks back.
The whole
Love you
area
lots.
feels really familiar. If that makes any sense.
Kelvin is found on a different day. McLaren Falls Park covers 170 hectares, but incredibly, Kelvin heads to exactly the same corner of the park as Sue.
You want me to go there? There's just one blade of grass that's shaking. See it? It's just shaking. Okay. That is just... See, it's
That's
going round.
weird.
Still wants me to go through. When I was coming through before, I heard the water. There's the water. Okay, we've got the water.
Oh, actually, if you look at the map here,
Kelvin is working from a map that the spirit of Luana helped him draw.
there's the bridge there, which is behind me now. And this bit here, there's the road down there, and that arc may possibly be the shape of this clay area. Hey, look at that. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At 24 feet from the fence line. The fence line is from here, per se, because there's a... That's what I would take that as. And as she says here, I have to go in here, right?
From the fence line, Kelvin now counts 24 feet.
Hang on.
Just put that there.
She said to me there was 7. She said there was a branch with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. If I've got my feelings right, we've been here.
This way. I'm feeling sick again, so it's in here.
McLaren Falls Park is a large area consisting of farmland, walkways, bush and lakes. Extraordinarily, Sue and Kelvin have ended up just 5 metres from each other. Kelvin is so confident he's located the spot where Luana is buried that he decides to take action.
I'm going to actually have a dig, I think. It's going to get harder because you said it was going to get hard. The thing is that we want to explore our options because if she is here and we didn't dig it up, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
5 metres down the bank towards the dam, Sue has found the spot where she believes Luana's body is.
I'm just looking around here. It's just, it's so dense and it's so thick. But I know she's around here. The signs that she gave me. She told me about the water and I knew I was by water. I know she is around here. This is where her body is buried here. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Okay. Right.
I feel just like I'm so damn close.
Yes, have a good day, everyone. To Slot Savvy, G-Man. I'm not going yet. Lots of love. Take care of yourself, Slot Savvy.
She's not saying anything, she's just standing there watching. I just don't know if I can take it. Sometimes our role's not defined. No, I don't want to even go there with that because I'm frustrated. Just one more shot. Just one more shot.
Kelvin is determined to continue until he finds Luana.
She's here, right? Just, I may be off the map. Just want to help her think. Oh, let's go. Come on, son. Look at that. That's pretty big, isn't it? Standing in the bush digging the hole. All right. Honestly, I can't do any more than that. I ain't be sleeping tonight, I tell you. It's gonna bug me now. So frustrating. She's here. It's in this piece here. I'm a little bit frustrated. I guess you would be too.
An exhausted Kelvin finally gave up digging when he reached 4 feet. Distraught and frustrated, he was still convinced Luana's body could be found where he was digging, but the production crew decided it was a job for someone better equipped. Next, a team of investigators will follow up the new leads provided by the psychics and pick up where Kelvin left off.
We took GPR to the area identified by the psychics.
Was that the sound of the trawler hitting the top of a buried wooden box?
The radar clearly detected an object in the soil, right next to the hole Kelvin had dug.
Absolutely positive that there is a burial.
The psychic's information on the Luana Williams case is a bit like assembling a complex jigsaw. Some leads may go nowhere. Others may be keys to solving the mystery of Luana's disappearance. Former Detective Duncan Holland heads a team of investigators. Using conventional methods, they have researched the psychic's findings and come up with some interesting information.
Signs and synchronicities were an important part of the psychic's investigations. We looked into these and discovered some intriguing connections to Luana.
Red, white, blue. May like they're the colours of a flag.
After seeing a vision of a red, white and blue flag, Sue spotted the flag of Thailand in a building less than 100 metres from Luana's house.
That's the flag she was showing me.
The Thai flag and the building have links to associates of Luana who were at the pub on the night she vanished. Luana's partner and a friend were investigated separately by police in connection with her disappearance. They worked together on oil rigs in the Middle East. On their way home, they spent time in Thailand.
That building is very significant there.
A third man who was at the pub now runs a business from this building. At the time, he lived in Munro Street opposite the building, and he flattered there with the woman Luana's partner was seeing. Her name is Linda.
This lady's name over here is like Linda.
Her maiden name was Groom.
I want to call her Linda G, like a man's name.
She later married Luana's partner. When the pub closed, the group went back to the flat opposite the building that Sue pinpointed.
I'm very much drawn to the name of Colin.
Scott's description of Luana's former partner Colin was accurate.
5'11", and he has shaggy blonde hair, more blue or fair eyes.
Our investigations have revealed that 5 months before Luana's death, Colin moved to Australia. Colin has never been considered a suspect by police.
There's a white Toyota tray top.
She was in a ute, which I thought would be like an old Ford Falcon or something like that.
Police did actually seize and examine a green Ford Falcon utility, but found no physical evidence connected to Luana. It is significant that Synchronicities led Sue and Kelvin to independently locate the same area in McLaren Falls Park, which covers 170 hectares. The police have never investigated the McLaren Falls area.
It's in here.
Kelvin and Sue are convinced they've found the place where Luana was buried. We decided to investigate further. The police do not normally use unconventional methods to search for bodies. Surprisingly, in 1994 the police hired a water diviner to search for Luana's body in a forest not far from McLaren Falls. We took the same diviner to the area identified by the psychics.
There's the edge.
The divining rods clearly detected an object in the soil, right next to the hole Kelvin had.
We'll stop again here. Absolutely positive that there is a burial. But I'm not sure what it is. The burial could be an animal. It's quite big.
A member of our investigation team, former Detective Sergeant Arthur Twyford, dug test holes in the area.
We identified an area a short distance into the ground, just under the surface of this first hole here, which was quite hard. Interestingly, it was like the sound of a prodder hitting the top of a buried wooden box.
10 years ago, police used ground-penetrating radar, or GPR, to search 3 locations in Tauranga for Luana's body. We took a GPR expert to the McLaren Falls site. Because the area had already been partly dug, the accuracy of the reading may have been affected. But the radar, like the divining rod, still picked up an object in the soil.
Some parabolic features, again, down around about the 900 to 1 metre mark.
This left our team with only one option.
We will get the park ranger down and we'll have another little dig. If there are tree roots, and there is that possibility, it's fine. If not, then I guess we'll proceed with some trepidation, and at that stage maybe we can look at talking to the police.
We dug a 3-metre-long trench in the area where the psychic, the diviner, and the GPR detected an object. At 4 feet, we reached heavy clay and a tree root, which might have been the detected object. It is possible that Luana's body was deeper or adjacent to the site. However, a specialised digger would have been required to excavate a larger area. Time and resource constraints meant we were forced to abandon the search. New Zealand Police state that they deal in factual evidence only and do not employ the services of psychics and clairvoyants. However, we believe that the psychics have produced some interesting new leads into the hunt for Luana Williams' body and her killer. We will pass these leads on to police.
People know who did it, but they are frightened to speak up.
If you have any information about the murder, please contact Tauranga Police on 07577 4300. If you have any information relating to the psychic's findings, please contact 0508 4Sensing.
Somebody up here has done this. Hopefully, might have mentioned something to somebody else. And if that's the case, hopefully somebody else can come forward.
This is not the Bermuda Triangle. If she was out that night, there's milkmen around, there's bakers around, there's taxi drivers around, even in Tauranga at that time. Somebody will come back and say something.
I definitely believe that there are people out there that know a lot more about this investigation that we know, and I would dearly love them to come forward and provide us with that information.
19 years have passed since Luana Williams vanished without a trace. Had she lived, Luana would now be 45, perhaps married with a family of her own. As the 20th anniversary of Luana's disappearance approaches, the police are determined that Tauranga's longest-running unsolved murder will be solved.
This case has affected a lot of people, and we are not going to give up until we find this person. We find out what happened to Luana and give some closure to the family.
She knows we miss her.
aspects of that, I thought, oh, okay, well, that's interesting, but I don't know how well founded it is.
Detective Sergeant Eddie Little is actively investigating the leads generated by calls following Sensing murder.
It did provide some excellent background knowledge that we had no idea about in relation to Luana's associates, those sorts of things, which was new information. One witness has come forward that may be able to provide some very positive information on the morning that Luana disappeared. So what we did was follow up some positive inquiries in relation to that.
It's in here.
What's this horrible place?
This is where she died. She died here. Taking her body to McLaren Falls and burying it there was a complete surprise.
Various calls from the public linked Luana and several suspects to McLaren Falls. The program also prompted a shocking tip-off about human remains.
We went out to this area and found the skull, but it was an ancient skull. There were in fact 3 skulls there. We took out a archaeologist with us and they checked the skull and told us it was historical. Now we did look at the areas that we, but because it's all overgrown with large trees and the area is completely different to what it was 20 years ago, you need to take a huge digger in there to excavate the area, and it would just be cost prohibitive.
Also, shortly after the program screened, psychic Sue Nicholson received a threatening late-night phone call warning her to steer clear of the case.
And he said to me, I know where her body's buried. And he said that it was at McLean Falls, and it was there. And he said it was round that area where we were, me and Calvin. He said there's more about this than you're actually saying. And the way he was saying it to me was quite threatening. This wasn't a crank caller. He just wanted, I think he wanted to prove something, that he knew exactly what had happened to her and where she was.
Police are investigating this call.
It is a modest nightmare.
The crime, unthinkable and unsolved.
So that's probably not the right word. It was just horrific.
And the last hope for justice
Come talk to me.
comes from beyond.
And love her.
Believe the unbelievable.
She couldn't talk, she couldn't scream.
Witness an extraordinary breakthrough.
Puzzled me how they've been able to work out exactly what's gone on.
It's all right, Alicia. It's all right, sweetie.
Cracking the case no one else could. Sensing murder next Tuesday.
He sat on the table. A wild storm battered West Auckland on the night of August the 15th, 1980. As rain pelted down on the tin roof of 70 Canal Road, 6-year-old Alicia O'Reilly kissed her mother goodnight and went to bed. Alicia shared a bedroom with her 8-year-old sister, Juliet. In the early hours, Juliet awoke to wind on her face and found their bedroom window open. When morning came, Alicia appeared to be sleeping in. But the little girl would never wake again. She had been brutally raped and murdered in her own bed, while her sister slept just a metre away. It was a sickening crime that shocked New Zealand and terrified the residents of the quiet Auckland suburb of Avondale. The Mayor of Auckland was so outraged, he called for the killer to receive the death penalty. Despite a massive manhunt by police, 25 years on, the killer of 6-year-old Alicia O'Reilly is still at large. Tonight, 2 psychics will lead a team of investigators in a search for new clues.
Yeah, that I can pick up on.
But she doesn't want to go down there. Using only their psychic ability, they will assist in the hunt for Alicia's killer.
She's a pretty little thing. Very pretty.
She's just a little dag, man. She's a hard case thing.
She was quite a tomboy, really. Alicia, really know, don't you?
If I said she was strangled, would that be on the right track?
They either smothered her or something in the bedroom, because I haven't got her alive.
Bump in the
bizarre is probably not the right word. It was just terrific.
They're putting something on your face.
Gee, that's heavy just for there.
I think he got in the back.
It is a mother's nightmare when you think there is something wrong with your child and you cannot get to them.
The passing years have done little to numb the pain felt by Alicia's mother, Nancy.
It's been a very, very hard 25 years. It's been a very long journey, one of healing. But it never ever quite goes away, you know. Coming out of the cemetery and seeing the stone and knowing that they're both here. Yeah, I still feel very sad.
Alicia's murder was the first of a string of heartbreaking tragedies endured by Nancy O'Reilly, who has lost not one, but 3 daughters. 7 years after Alicia's murder, 15-year-old Juliette was killed by a drunk driver. 3 years later, baby Kimberly died when she was just 6 hours old. All Nancy has now is memories.
Alicia as a child was hard work, a bundle of energy. When Alicia was awake, everyone in the house was awake. She was naughty, mischievous, but extremely loving.
And that was quite complete.
She was not much of a reader, liked television, liked school, although I must say that the only school report that I ever got for Alicia was, Mrs. O'Reilly, Alicia's going to be very good at parties when she gets older.
Retired Assistant Police Commissioner Barry Matthews was head of the original inquiry into Alicia's murder. Through his investigations, he gained an insight into her personality.
She was an outgoing, probably a little bit precocious, but normal 6-year-old girl. Had a lot of friends, enjoyed life, and but for this, would have enjoyed a future life.
Alicia and her sister Juliette were born only 18 months apart, and people often mistook them for twins. But their personalities were like chalk and cheese.
Alicia was not extremely good at her schoolwork. Juliette, on the other hand, was very studious. Alicia just wanted to have a good time. Let's party. Let's talk. Let's be probably a lot like I had been as a child. Let's be disruptive.
Nancy was a solo mother struggling on a benefit to raise her daughters. 2 months before Alicia's murder, Nancy had a nervous breakdown.
Alicia was extremely concerned with my health, so she tightened little notes. You know, Mummy, I love you. I love you very much. And she couldn't spell much right. She'd always put match. Alicia had this most annoying habit of cuddling everybody. Now, you may think that's a bit strange, me saying annoying, but she would talk to anybody.
I think Alicia probably would have been a challenge. She was a little bit naughty, had a tendency to want to get into medicine and those sort of things.
She had this fascination for pills, for tablets of any kind. So most of her life was spent going in and out of accident emergency rooms because she decided that she wanted to take this particular pill. Let's see what happens.
Alicia's death was no childhood accident. It was the result of a calculated and disturbing home invasion. The residents of 70 Canal Road could never have foreseen the tragedy to come as they settled in for a quiet Friday night at home.
In the house in Canal Road, I had a boyfriend at the time called Nigel. I lived with a young woman called Isabel. Isabel's boyfriend was called Jimmy. It was August, and although winter was over and spring was just becoming apparent with all the spring flowers in the garden, it was still very, very wet weather and very stormy weather. The children came home from school, they played. I did the Chinese meal, which was an absolute disaster. I mean, it was edible, but it was an absolute disaster. Nigel came in, Jimmy came in. We settled in for a night of watching television. And so 8:30, after the Dukes of Hazzard, off I said, come on, toilet now. We had an outside toilet, which was horrendous, in actual fact. Alicia went to the toilet. As she was coming past the lounge room door, I said to her, Alicia, don't take the cat to bed. Dressing gown, wound around her. I knew the cat was under the dressing gown. Alicia, do not take the cat to bed. Thump goes the cat on the floor. She came into the lounge, kissed everyone that was in the lounge, happily, merrily skipped up the hallway into bed, yelling at me, Mummy, can you put my ballerina quilt on?
By midnight, all four adults and the girls were fast asleep. Nancy and her boyfriend Nigel were sleeping in the bedroom directly opposite Alicia and Juliet's.
I had in the house a window that was nailed shut with a piece of wood so that the cats could get in and out. So when I was awoken at around 5, I think, in the morning, I thought it was the cats getting in and out of the open window.
At 8:30 a.m., Nancy got up and found Juliet playing in the lounge.
Where's Alicia, love? I actually asked her,
Still asleep.
is your sister awake? She went, no, Mummy, she's asleep. And I thought, oh, thank God. She's asleep, I can go back to bed. I can go back and just get a little bit of peace and quiet. You have to understand, I love this child, but she was really, really hard work. And from where I was sitting in the bed, I could see directly into Alicia's room, and I could see the bundle wrapped up in blankets, and thinking, oh, this is good, this is good.
At 9:30 a.m., a friend of Nancy's came to visit.
Can you check on Alicia for me?
I did not actually see Big Jim pull the blankets back, but I did see the look on his face. And when I saw the look on Big Jim's face,
Nigel?
it was just instant.
Nigel, can you come in here, mate?
Then, and only then, did I know that something was wrong. I was up out of that bed. It was like cold water had been thrown over me. Obviously, Nigel knew that something was dreadfully wrong because he met me at the door, and I physically pushed him out of the way. It is a mother's nightmare when you think there is something wrong with your child and you cannot get to them. I can't describe the feeling of standing at the end of the bed and seeing her face and knowing that there was nothing that I could do as a mother, as her protector, to bring her back.
Next, a murder investigation swings into action, and a bizarre dream puts a local man under the police spotlight.
It was somewhat of a contradiction to see a quiet, peaceful scene in such a horrendously violent act.
It was just absolute and total confusion.
The injuries were such that a person would call out with the pain of it all, and no one heard that call.
6-year-old Alicia O'Reilly was raped and murdered in her own bed while her family slept. Her lifeless body was not found until the following morning. It's been 25 years, but Alicia's mother Nancy remembers that horrific moment as though it were yesterday.
It was just absolute and total confusion. I remember running out into the hallway, hearing a woman scream, and I wasn't even aware that it was me that was screaming. Isabel came out of her room, and I remember screaming at Isabel, Alicia's dead, Alicia's dead.
At first, Nancy feared that her young daughter had swallowed a fatal overdose of pills.
I went running into the dining room. Where was the first aid kit? I had it right up on top of a wardrobe so that she couldn't get into it. It was safe and secure. Back into the bedroom, looking at her and knowing that there was just nothing that I could do to bring it back.
When emergency services arrived, it soon became clear that the circumstances surrounding Alicia's death were much more sinister. Detective Sergeant Stuart Alsop-Smith is currently in charge of the murder inquiry. In 1980, he was one of the first young detectives to arrive at the crime scene.
Well, Canal Road was a quite sort of residential area in Avondale, very much a sort of working class area. The house was fairly run down.
furnishing of the house was appalling. We had wallpaper that was on the walls where the scrim was hanging, and on really, really windy days you could actually see the wallpaper moving in and out.
Some of the windows didn't close and some of the doors didn't close properly. So overall it was not in good condition.
And it's through this front bedroom window that the murderer is suspected of clambering.
The police investigation tried to retrace the killer's movements. Under cover of darkness in a violent storm, it appears the killer entered the house and crept past the room where Nancy and her partner were sleeping. He slipped silently into the girl's bedroom.
Prior to the attack, it would seem the offender has in fact reached up and undone the light bulb. If the window was not already opened, opened it and thrown that light bulb out over into the long grass. The offender has smothered or in some way stopped Alicia wakening by either putting the hand across the mouth or a pillowcase or something like that. And then at about that time has then raped Alicia.
Alicia died of suffocation in her bed and had been sexually assaulted.
She was lying on her left side. Her right arm was across the chest. She was fully clothed in her bedclothes, and there was a blanket and duvet that were partly covering her.
But it was somewhat of a contradiction to see a quiet, peaceful scene in such a horrendously violent act obviously occurred with a sister alongside in an adjacent bed.
The injuries were such that a person would call out with the pain of it all, and no one heard that call. The combination of the assault and the smothering has caused her death. And then after that, the offender has pulled up her pants, covered her over with the blanket and the duvet, and then has left the scene.
A scene examination could not reveal for certain how the killer got into the house.
There was an external toilet, and so we couldn't exclude the possibility that someone had gone to the toilet during the night, one of the adults.
The likelihood of someone perhaps using the toilet in the middle of the night and leaving it unlocked inadvertently could have been a possibility.
It is likely the killer escaped through the girl's bedroom window.
Juliet woken up with the wind on her face because it was a very stormy night, and she'd gotten up. She'd yelled out to Alicia, "Alicia, get up please and shut the window," and had no reply from Alicia. So she walked over to the bedroom window and shut it herself, but I don't remember her saying that she'd woken up at any other time.
So when we arrived, the window was closed. Obviously when we interviewed Juliet, she then made the point that it was open when she woke up.
When she got up, Juliet also noticed something unusual about the bedroom door.
We had this fork arrangement that went through the door because there was no door handle, and Juliet was aware when she got up that the fork had been removed from the door and placed over on a little cabinet that was on the side, and she also noticed that the door had been shut.
Strong winds and torrential rain played a significant part on that fateful night.
With an old house, there was a lot of noise and movement, and that obviously assisted the offender. It probably also assisted the offender in not leaving prints because the person's hands may have been wet. I suspect that the offender used the curtain to stop the fingerprints on the light bulb, but may also have used the curtain to rub out anywhere that they've touched. But in any event, the surface was very poor.
The police did find a partial palm print on the girl's bedroom door and a fingerprint. They didn't match any of the 200,000 prints in their database. To this day, police can't say for sure whether they belong to the killer.
Now, that may be because those prints were left by someone that has no police record, and there may be another explanation for both those prints there.
However, the killer did leave behind a crucial piece of forensic evidence. The pathologist found a hair.
During the post-mortem there was a pubic hair that was found in the crease at the top of Alicia's legs, and that, I believe, was left by the offender in the course of the attack.
Police sent the hair to the Lucas Institute in Australia for analysis. It indicated the offender was possibly Asian origin. Using nuclear technology, scientists tested the hair and made a significant discovery.
I do recall that there was some heavy metal significance attached to it, insofar as the source of the hair, that person would have been exposed to heavy metals.
5 types of heavy metal were present in the hair. One, called antimony, was rare and was only used in 2 industries, pottery and paint. Finally, the police had a breakthrough. They could try and track the killer through his work.
Whilst New Lynn had a lot of industrial pottery around, they had not used some of those components for some considerable time. And equally in terms of the paint industry, which was the other industry we're interested in, antimony had been used up until 1972 by Dulux, but not since then.
Police thought the killer may have been exposed to antimony while scraping old paint from houses. However, Auckland had thousands of houses with old paint. Police were unable to check them all.
There was other forensic evidence, seminal staining that was examined, and that did give us some indications of the offender by way of blood grouping.
Swabs were taken, and there was semen found inside her, and also in her panties, and also on the sheet that she was lying on.
Tests on the killer's semen revealed his blood group was shared by only 8% of the population. Police set about trying to find someone with that blood group, whose hair also...
You getting there? It's been an alright day. Managed to tackle part of the lawn and the garden today, and even though I'm making, but there you go. But other than that, it's been a-okay. Oh dear. Walk down the street and said that I found down to me. She's so pretty, so spell. Gonna make me hey baby, I wanna know if you'd be my love. I don't know who's in there. Yeah. Just putting all the sky and the trees in this pot here. I know where they all are then. Right, I'm going to call it in a bit. Bucket mushroom, 3, 4, knock on the door, 5, 6, a big bag of bricks. Doobie doobie doo, where are you? Got some more to do now. Scooby dooby doo, I see you. Not sure what that one is yet. Just put that there. And this one goes there. The horse is nearly done. Right, I don't know if you can see it. There you go.
Got blown up. It's rainy here, so feeling tired. Oh. Having a fantastic day. Yeah, I've had a day.
Not a bad day.
Well, I've got laundry done, and you got the garden back lawn done, didn't you?
Yeah, the main part. That main part bit, it's just the weeding.
Your bushes need trimming.
Yeah, all the bushes and whatnot.
You're out of control.
Yeah, they need cutting down.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fun because the bins are full.
I'll soon sort that out.
No, I meant green.
Yeah, I'll soon sort that out. It's not a problem.
Oh, look.
Yeah, you're getting fucking hell, you're doing a lot.
Yeah, I was just getting through it.
You got the horse's arse.
I've got the horse's bum. I'm putting all the sky and the trees there in that pot. So
I'll get that to blowing Germans up.
fair enough. Right, I'm going to call it now, everyone. I'm pooped.
And I need to take them dusters up for spring cleaning tomorrow.
Yep. I will be live later on for some games to play. I want to carry on now. But no, that'll be it for now. I will see you guys later on. It's getting dark now here, so it's been an okay day with the weather-wise. As long as it didn't rain, that's all that matters. Anyway, I will be live later on, so I'll see you guys later. Lots of love to you all. Bye everybody.